We in the studio. We in the studio. We Rob in the studio. In the studio. In the studio. Catch a vibe in the studio. In the studio. We in the studio. We Rob in the studio. In the studio. We in the studio. Catch a vibe. Yeah, I'm in the studio with Rob. I need to make the heat flicker. Is alone and only thing can make a Rico beat sicker. So listen and get your wisdom gemstones on your head. Good with the OG like Flintstones, good in bed. Been living a long time and he got something to say. Depending on how you feeling, dog, you might got something to pray. This type of influences, you ain't gotta filter through your liver. We in the studio with Rob. Come let the heat rock simmer.
Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to another episode of In the Studio with Rob. I am Rob, and I'm with my man Izzo. What's going on, young fella?
Yeah.
How's everything going, man?
Feeling good, feeling great, sir. How are you?
Hey, all is well.
Hey, now we don't have to talk about your little impression from your previous episode, sir. That was it was interesting to say the least.
My impression of you? I thought that was right on point.
There was a point. I don't know if you were on the point. But it was definitely a point present.
All right. Hey, well, I tell you what. Next time you could do me.
Pause.
Meaning, you do the talking, and I'll just say yep, and and I'll be you. And
we'll talk about this off air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right. Just
Yeah.
All right, cool.
What do you want to talk about today, sir?
Hey. Well, one, I wanted to let you know that I appreciate you being on here with me, man. Somebody said, and I don't want to call your name out, but somebody said that, I was kind of harsh with you. I was, kind of, snapping on you a little bit, and being smart with you. And that's never.
You talking about when you hated me when your daughter was there?
No, let me explain though. I just want you to know that's not my intent. I love you, man. I appreciate you. All right.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
All right. So I just want to say that publicly. Because people tell people they love them in private, and I'm gonna let you know I love you publicly. You my son, man. You are me. I love you. All right. We good?
So when the other kids come on the podcast,
I still love you.
I hear you.
Unless
hey man, let's stay focused. All right. Okay. All right. Now you're bringing up old hard memories that I thought I was past, but now you're dredging them up again. And you know what? That's fine. Let's just go.
All right. We're gonna move on. Hey, but we gonna talk about something else though. This is what we're gonna talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, we in, stressful times, things are difficult for people, a lot of people all over the world, not just in America, but all over the world. People struggling with a lot of different issues, whether it's gas prices, whether it's gun violence, all the politicians trying to do with taking rights away from voters, all kind of crazy stuff is happening. Supreme Court doing dumb stuff, and so within this stressful time, people can find it hard to stay sane. Now, I will tell you from my own experience is that I don't really do stress. Like, I don't stress out over a lot of things. And maybe it's because of the way I grew up. I mean, we grew up and we didn't have anything, so you kind of get used to just getting through the day and moving to the next day, hoping for a better day. And so, and I think that's kind of how I manage life. And I know in the office, for people used to always say, man, you don't let nothing stress you out. And for me, it was, well, they gonna pay me in 2 weeks, right? And they be like, so what I'm stressed over with other stuff, I just gotta do my job, so they pay me in 2 weeks. So maybe I simplify things a little too much for some people, or that some people can't do that, but I just kind of focus on what's right in front of me that I can deal with. You do what you can do. The things that you can control, you control. And stressing over the things that you have no input over, don't change it. It just give you a headache, and it's still going to be the same stuff if you don't have no input or control over it anyway. So, I think one of the things is when people talk about, staying sane or not being over, during stressful times, or, again, my sanity is not based off of circumstances. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people, especially, in the world we live in today, is because people have become so tied to their emotions, meaning their emotions guide them more than reality or what's going on. And again, not to say that you don't feel what you feel, but just because I feel a certain way, I can't let that control me and make me hide up under the covers because I feel scared or I feel depressed. Oh my God, he gonna take us back to Jim Crow days. He gonna try. They've been trying. They gonna keep trying. But I can't worry about it. I can just do what I can do. Meaning when it's time for me to vote, when it's time for me to stand up, it's time for me if protest is needed and I can be a part of those things, then I do what I can do. But if I just worry about it, and what I find a lot of times is people that worry all the time really don't do much because they so caught up into their worrying that they almost paralyze themselves. You look, at some point, it's like, yo, I get it. It's real and things are happening, but you got to do what you can do, and you have to do something. But you can't, and worrying is not that something. Because worrying doesn't produce anything other than an ulcer for you, or maybe a migraine. So you are acting in a way contrary to what you could what can help. It's like I'm worried about this thing happening, so I don't do anything because I'm so overwhelmed. So the things still happen. So we have to be careful that we don't get so consumed with worrying and being losing control of our emotions that we stop working, stop moving, stop doing what we need to do to create change that we need to happen. This could be even in your relationships. You worried about the fact that okay, you married or you got a girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever, and y'all going through a tough time. So now you so stressed out about the fact that y'all going through this tough time that you never really work to resolve whatever issues is causing the tough time. So the issue doesn't go away. In fact, you're piling more onto it because maybe the other person want to deal with it and you so worried about it that you can't deal with it. So now you can't even resolve the issue that's right in front of you. So what you were afraid would happen ends up happening anyway. And it doesn't happen just because of the issue. It happens because of your lack of action. So, Izzle, I will ask this question to you, my brother, my son, my heart. What do you do as things are seeming to be overwhelming or in the so-called stressful time that we live in? How do you cope?
So it depends. For me, it depends on what's going on and what I can do. If I can do something about it, then I usually just try to think of a plan and get it in motion. Because I guess too much stress isn't really helpful. I don't find stress to be helpful at all to me. So
Right.
if I can avoid it, I can avoid it. Like if I can find something to do instead of stress, like something to do about it, then I won't stress. Now, if there's nothing I can do, or it's just too overwhelming, like there's a lot piling up, and it's just so much, and you know what I mean. Sometimes it can kind of overload your brain a little bit. In that case, I go to sleep. Take a nap. I go to sleep. I just go to sleep and deal with it when I wake up, or not. It depends on how I wake up. Sometimes I don't remember what it was, so go from there.
Look, and I guess if you go to sleep and you can't remember what it wasn't that important anyway. So
see, one would think that, but experience has shown me that is not the case. I have definitely forgotten stuff that was like definitely important, and the nap just washed it away. It came back. It came back, and I was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that.
See, I'm a firm believer in taking care of the things I need to take care of. I don't like to kick the can. I don't like putting stuff off. If it's a problem, I like to deal with the problem so I can move on. I did that in business, and I do that in life. If there's a problem, whatever, I'm sorry, say again. What'd you say?
I didn't say anything, sir.
Oh, I thought you said something. All right, but
That would be.
so for me, it's like if like when something comes up that needs that could cause me a problem or is causing me a problem. For me, I want to just address it. Let's just deal with this thing. Again, some things I don't deal with because it don't matter to me one way or the other. But I'm talking about things that actually matter that need to be dealt with. I'm not kicking it can down the road. We gonna have to deal with. Let's figure out a solution so that now we can move on. Because what I've learned over my years is that if you don't deal with it, it's going to be there. It's going to get worse. But on top of that, you're going to have some more issues or problems that come up. And now you just compounding. You got this one problem. Now you got another problem. And look, just deal with that one so you can be ready for the next problem that's coming. Because there's always going to be something that's going to come up. There are always going to be people that's going to try to cause you problems or cause, problems in the society, cause problems in your marriage, cause problems in at your job, cause problems at your school. People will cause problems. That's what people do. So you need to deal with whatever the issue or problem is that's at hand so that you can then prepare yourself for the next one that's coming. But if you don't, they just gonna keep piling up. And that's when you gonna get in your bed and try to go to sleep and realize I can't sleep all these away. It's too many of them. And now you as you know, we talk about staying sane. It's like I can't stay sane with all this going on. So you gotta deal with your problems, people. Don't be afraid to take the one that's right in front of you. Handle that one. And then move to something else. If it's so many, but you got to handle one of them. You can't just kick them all down the road. You got to be able to deal with one of the problems, one of the issues, something that's going on. You got to be involved. And again, we have to be more involved and more intentional about how we handle life. Too many times we assume that everything that's going on has nothing to do with you until it comes to your door. And usually by the time it gets to your door, it's too late. So you got to be vigilant to the things that's going on in society around you, the things that's going on in your office around you, the things that's going on in the school around you. Pay attention so that you don't have to wait for them to knock on your door to say, hey, we at war. And you're like, oh, I didn't know that was going on. Yeah, now they asking your son or taking your son out or daughter, because they don't care, to put them on the front line to be a firing squad, be fired at. But we got to be involved. We got to be intentional about our life, about the life that's going on in this world, how we live in this world. We got to be intentional and be involved. However that looks for you, but you got to do something. It's going to look different for all of us. All of us aren't going to join the army or the military in some way. All of us aren't going to be politicians. All of us we're going to do different things. But you have to do something. Do whatever your part is, whatever you're good at, or however you think you can help or make a change, do that. That's all anybody can ask of you, is that you do what you can do. Don't try to do what I do. Don't try to do what Israel does. Do what you do. And then what you do can help make change for all of us, because your part, it means something. What you do means something. It adds value. If we're all trying to do the same thing, we ain't gonna get nothing done. I used to say, everybody trying to be a chief at Indians. And bottom line is everybody want to be in charge. We all can't be in charge. Somebody got to be out here, doing the grunt work. The grunt work is important. Somebody got to be making plans. The plans are important. But if everybody trying to make a plan, then we going in so many different ways that we ain't getting nothing done anyway. So your sanity, I think you help your sanity when you stay busy, when you stay involved, when you stay, when you continue to do something to help to improve the situation that you find yourself in. As long as you're doing something, you can control how you feel mentally because you're active. But when you just sitting there watching everything, it's just falling on you and you're going to feel the pressure of life. It's like, yo, this is bad. This is so much going on. And it's like, it's really the same stuff that's been going on, but you wasn't paying attention before, or you didn't care before. So now it's in your face. So we have to be intentional about this thing called life. Everything can't be watching people on social media live a great life and thinking, oh yeah, that's how everything is. No. One, I keep telling y'all, everything on social media, probably 90% of it ain't real. So you can't get everything about what's going on in the world off social media. If you outside or if you live it, you can see what's going on. So stop trying to live through people that aren't even living real lives. You trying to live a life through them. That ain't even real. Pay attention to the real stuff so that you can be involved and your life becomes meaningful. And if your life is meaningful, you got no time to be going insane or saying, "Oh, I'm so this is too much." No, because you already been involved. You're a part of it. It's like if you ever like when you playing basketball, right? And people watching the game, they be like, "Yo, them dudes moving fast. They jumping, they doing all this." But when you actually playing the game, it feels slower. It looks, and it's like the same people that you may have watched at one point that, like when you sitting on the sideline watching, you thought they were so good. But then when you got in the game, you realize, oh, this ain't as fast or whatever as I thought, because you're a part of it now. And you'll be surprised at how fast you keep up or how fast you move when you're a part of something. And again, this, if it's in the political realm or if it's in the just a social realm, get involved. If you want to see change, or if you think things are so crazy, and they stressing you out so bad, get involved and try to see how you can make it better by doing your part. Like I said, don't try to do what Israel does. He's just gonna go to sleep anyway. But do what you do. Do what you can do to make it better. Israel, when you thought of being insane, or not being insane, when you thought of keeping your sanity during stressful times, what crossed your mind? What made you? What was your thought process in that? Hello, you ain't talking to me. Okay, so I would assume, and again, you know what assumptions does, but I'm gonna assume anyway, that based off of gas prices, the news, the war in Iran, the politicians redistricting to take away, black representation, that people will look at life and say, "Yo, this is crazy. There's a lot going on here. I don't know how we gonna make it through this." But what I will tell you is that people make it through. People have been making it through for many years. You are not the first, nor will you, or you're not the first generation to have struggle. This is just new to you because in a lot of cases, these struggles didn't happen, but, for, 40 years ago, 50, 60 years ago, when people fought for voter rights and different things, even a unjust war that people was complaining about as far as Vietnam. But it's always been going on. But now it's affecting you. So my thing is, what are you going to do about it? Are you only going to complain and cry about the gas prices and the politicians and everybody? Or are you going to get involved and do your part? Figure out what your part is and then do it. Like I said, it's always going to be hard. Nobody said life was going to be easy. Nobody said we was going to just skate through and everybody's going to accept you. The gas was going to stay low. Everybody was going to say, kumbaya to everything. No. We're going to struggle. There's going to be struggles. There will always be struggles in this life. And there will always be people that take advantage or try to take advantage of other people. But there has to be people that stand up and say, okay, we're going to fight back. And it don't always have to be violently. Sometimes there's other ways to cope, but you got to figure out what it is. If your way is a peaceful way, then do your peaceful way. If your way is to challenge authority, again, non-violently, but challenge authority. If your way is to write a song, to unite people, write a song. Whatever it is that is your way, do it. Get involved. Don't just sit back and say, this is hard. Because it's always going to be hard. It's always going to be challenges in life. But we're built to overcome these challenges. And I'll speak, look, as a black man, I don't recall a time in America where life has been for me. Now, if some of y'all can say, oh, well, no, you let me know when that was. I ain't never see that. Not in my lifetime. And my parents, they lived, it had it even worse. Now, has it been better? Yes. But it's never been easy. So don't think it's going to be easy for you. But you can make it better if you get involved, if you start learning and you start doing, bring to the table whatever your gift is that makes things better. Bring that to the table. And then let's make it happen. Don't just sit and watch and complain or just hold your head and say, oh, it's so hard. I can't take this no more. I think I'm losing my mind. Yeah, because you ain't doing nothing. Get involved. Do something. Do what you do best. You got a skill. You got a gift that can uplift, that can pull people together or organize. Whatever your gift is, I don't know, whatever that is, but use it for the betterment of society, for the betterment of people, for the betterment of your people, for the betterment of America, for the betterment of the country. Use your gift, the betterment of this world. Figure out what your gift is and how you can be impactful in using it. And then you will have less time to sit around whining about, I'm stressed out or I can't take this anymore. We all got a part to play. And so you have to figure out what your part is and how you can make it happen or how you can be involved to make change happen. You don't have to do it by yourself. There's a lot of people out there fighting. There's a lot of people out there doing things. So you got to figure out how do you get involved. Find an organization, find something or someone that can help you get involved if you want to be involved. But if you don't, things will continue to do what they're doing. Things will continue. They ain't gonna stop. So, but you got to make sure that you're willing to get involved so that you're not just an innocent bystander being affected by everybody else's decisions. You know, like I said, it's up to you, but the world won't get less stressful. But how do we handle it?
It's not very optimistic.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. Look, think about it. When has it been less stressful?
I remember when I was 5.
Yeah, right.
I ain't had no stress. I was stress free.
Right, but you causing your parents stress. But
that's neither here nor there.
No, but that's true. Since we can't go back to our childhood days where our parents dealt with all our stress for us, then that means it's not going to get less stressful for you. But it doesn't mean that the stress has to affect you in a negative way. If I know that this is bad or this is the way things are, I know how to handle it and I know how to walk through the danger. But if I try to ignore it, the danger is just going to hit me upside the head anyway. So at least if I know it's out there, I can avoid it. I can bob and weave and not take it on the chin as much. But we got to, again, pay attention, get involved, do what you got to do. And then we'll see what changes can be made. So, stress or keeping our sanity. Yeah, your sanity is shouldn't be tied to the circumstances of life. You have to increase your capacity to deal with stress. Learn how to take it on. Don't just let it keep attacking you. Fight back. Push back against stress. And then you'll be more involved and you won't see it as a stressful event as much as this is just part of life. One thing I got to deal with till I get to the next. I'll knock this one out, then I'll go to the next one. And keep on knocking out the problems. And in between problems, I'll have some joy. Some problems, joy. Problems, joy. Joy and pain. Like sunshine and rain. Y'all know about that. Anyway, rest in peace, Frankie Beverly. But anyway, hey, I appreciate you guys listening once again. And I hope, you learn to increase your capacity so that you can handle the everyday stresses of life. It's not going to get easier, but you can learn to deal with it and continue to enjoy your life even while things are seeming to be getting worse, but they're not. It is what it is. Great grandparents were slaves. We ain't there. So it ain't worse. So may not be where we want it to be, but it ain't worse. So, but let's keep improving. Let's work to improve our situation and the situations for this country. If you notice, this country has never been right unless black people was helping to make it right. So we gonna have to make it right again. Let's do our thing. That's what we do. So, all right. So until later, I appreciate you guys. Like always, we want y'all to, like and subscribe and do all that beautiful stuff.
Tell friends, and then they can all like and subscribe together.
There you go. All that together. And so until then, I appreciate you guys, and we will holler at y'all again soon. And I think that's about it. So
it'll probably be me. Next time, because we don't want to have to go through what we went through last time.
Right.
There.
Right.
It was very disturbing, very much disturbing listening to you talk to yourself.
Yeah, well,
me talk to you without me talking to you.
Yeah, it was different. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was kind of like I got to be two people at once. I got to be me and mini me. You get that, mini me? Anyway.
Thanks for listening, guys. We're gonna get out of here. Remember, he is Rob. I just look like him.
Peace.
Gotta go, bye.
Studio. We in the studio. We in the studio. With Rob in the studio. In the studio. In the studio. Catch a vibe in the studio. In the studio. We in the studio. With Rob. We in the studio. In the studio. We in the studio. Catch a vibe. Yeah, I'm in the studio with Rob. I need to make the heat flicker. Is alone and only thing can make a Rico beat sicker. So listen and get your wisdom gemstones on your head. Good with the OG like Flintstones, good in bed. Been living a long time and he got something to say. Depending on how you feeling, dog, you might got something to pray. This type of influence that you ain't gotta filter through your liver. We in the studio with Rob, come let the heat rock simmer.